In the YouTube algorithm, the people are represented by three separate yet equally important groups: the one that creates, the one that views, and the one that just can't help but react. Under Title 17, I am a member of an elite squad, also known as the Special Viewers Unit. These are the stories.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. I shouldn't even be doing this video right now because I'm sick. So bear with me if my voice is weird and I'm coughing a little bit and having a bit of trouble breathing. But one of my favorite things I've been eating is mahashi, and it's stuffed vegetables. Basically, they're stuffed. It's a vegetarian meal here. It's stuffed vegetables with like rice and spices. It's so delicious. And lentil soup. It's like a mix of like lentil soup and chicken soup, which is good. Baby cat. She's scratching her new post. Sorry, beauty bite. Actually, I love just drinking the soup. It's so good. So I've been anticipating cooking. I cleaned my home. In between, like, when I have bursts of energy, I would clean. So my home is clean. The kitchen's ready. I have my new apron and chef hat. But I just haven't felt well enough to go out and stock up the whole kitchen. And Salah's offered to go, but like, I don't want to put that on him. I need so many things. I don't think he'll understand Worcestershire sauce. Little things I need. I don't know. I don't want to put that on him. You know, that pressure. It's definitely something like I know the ingredients I need for what I want to cook, etc. You know? So I have a menu made, grocery list. So maybe in a couple of days when I'm feeling a bit better, inshallah, sorry for the mess, then I can go. In the meantime, I'm just like sleeping, resting, cleaning up, that kind of thing. I think I like caught something from the airports, and this happens almost every time I travel. I get sick. I wash my hands in the airport bathrooms. I have my coconut hand sanitizer, but still, it doesn't help. I get sick. Salah had a little bit of a cough, but doesn't seem to have developed into anything worse. It's so good. Yum. The rice is so delicious that they use. The spices. And the vine leaf is like a bit sour. So yeah, and I think I can pinpoint where I caught my sickness from because we were sitting down waiting for our to board the flight, and a man walked by and he sneezed, and I held my breath, but I'm like, oh no, that sneeze velocity probably got me. I love cabbage. I'm just over it. I'm totally over it. Over getting sick after traveling. You know what? I'm stupid. I should wear a mask. From now on, when I travel, I'm wearing a mask. It's not very smart of me. Anyway, yesterday was Friday the 13th. I didn't realize that. And I was like, for some reason, just had the inclination naturally to really just relax and watch horror movies. We watched a movie called No One Will Save You. It got such good critic reviews, but like if you check Rotten Tomatoes, the critic reviews were in 85, I think, but audience was 50 something. That's a big gap, you know. And I you know, I can understand that because Salah hated the movie. He's like, I want my hour and a half of life back. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. It's actually weird because the movie is pretty much a silent movie. I think there's the whole movie, nobody talks. Maybe once, that's it. Which I could appreciate, you know, the reasoning behind that. It does kind of add an eeriness to it, but it's just I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not a good movie critic, but I didn't really like it. I'm not gonna see The Exorcist, new Exorcist movie, Believer, at the movies because I haven't heard a single good review of it. Therefore, I'm not gonna waste the money. No. I made popcorn. Excuse me. Changed all the bedding since coming home. There's just something about clean bedding. It's so comforting. Lit candles. Made popcorn. I made popcorn with ghee. I didn't have any oil. I'm sorry. I didn't have any butter. And I was like, ghee is basically just clarified butter. So if I use ghee, will it give that same effect? And actually, it does. a buttery flavor to your popcorn. Just add a little bit of salt, you're good to go. So I'll just probably, like, since I'm not going to go anywhere, I also don't want to go out and spread my sickness around also, so I'll just, I have to catch up on editing. I know I say that all the time, but because I feel like you guys are like, is there any more vlogs from Thailand? And there are. I don't know what spices they use, but the cabbage and the grape leaf ones are my favorite, and the tomato. I just crave this every day. I don't know if it's the vegetables that have like vitamins when I'm sick that I need, and the soup. I had some lemons in my fridge. I don't know what I was thinking. I kept certain things in the fridge. I should have given them away. We had some containers of juice that like expired, but they're not open, so I'm gonna see if they're still good. And then we had a container of whole milk. It's still good. That's probably why I left it in there. Eggs, still good. And I'm surprised that there's like, a couple of lemons that were not moldy, so it's like they knew I would be sick and they hold it off. Don't die yet, guys. She's gonna need us when she gets back from the airport. Maybe it was from the plane. You're like in closed quarters, no proper ventilation really when you're in a airplane cabin. And the guy in front of me on the flight from Bangkok to Doha, he was reclined like the whole time, you know, and it was lucky I was using the lunch tray next to mine, because there's no way I could eat, even as like if I was a smaller size, with him reclined. So he was even closer to me, and he kept like, not to be gross, but I swear it was him, he kept passing gas. And I was getting so mad because it was like constant and it was uncomfortable. But Qatar Airways has like a perfume they must like spray into the air, so it made it smell okay once in a while. Anyway, you're like breathing in people's everything if you really think about it. And you're thinking, you're the last person who should be shaming someone for passing gas. Yeah, well, not on the airplane, like, in closed quarters. I mean, when you have to, but it is what it is, and it's just not pleasant to inhale, you know, the whole flight. I don't know, maybe it was airline food. Actually, the airline food was good. Always good. You know. So yeah, who knows, but every time I travel, I get sick after. So, yeah, but other than that, I mean, the trip was also exhausting, which not sleeping probably wears down your immune system. But like, the day before I have to go to the airport the next day, I'm just like too excited. Do any of you have fear of flying? That's one thing I'm not fearful of, and I have a lot of like weird fears. Not saying that fear of flying is weird, because actually it's one of the most popular fears. Sorry, one of the most common fears. Fear of flying, you know. But I will admit, whenever there's a lot of turbulence, I get nervous that we're just gonna drop out of the sky or something. Or I get fearful if I'm looking out the window and the plane is making a turn. I think, oh no, it's gonna like invert. That makes me a bit nervous, but I like Qatar Airways because we're well fed on that flight, you know. Like I've mentioned, I think in a live stream, like I won't buy any food at the airport if I don't have to. Like water, coffee, stuff like that, you know. As for food, when you get on the plane and they take off and everything, maybe 5 minutes after being in the air, the drink carts come around and they give you a snack, like some crackers and some whatever you want to drink. I usually get cranberry juice. And then maybe 10 minutes max after that, they serve a big meal. you know, like really big meal. And then after that, maybe like a half an hour after, they come back and ask if you want something to drink, you know, and then like you get another big snack, like, and not just airline peanuts, like a whole tortilla chicken sandwich and like what was it? It was a tortilla sandwich with a chocolate muffin and a drink. Like, excellent food service. I always have to like restrain myself when we're walking through, and they do it on purpose. They put the duty free, all the luxury shops, all the shopping shops, before you have to walk through that before you get to your gate. And I know why they do it. They're smart. Because I always have to hold back going to like the Chanel and wanting to buy a lipstick or something, you know? And I'm thinking, no, save your money for the actual trip and doing things instead of buying an expensive lipstick or expensive like wallet or something that you want. But it put a bit of life back into me.
What's wrong with you? Get outside, exercise, do something with your bodies, contribute to society.